What up, Aries? This is Jesse with 44 Astro, and this is an 8-8 Lionsgate tarot reading for the Lionsgate on 8/8/2023. We're just going to be doing a general tarot reading. I'm going to do a Thoth spread like I normally do with the Thoth clarifiers. Then I'll probably draw either a Golden Dawn card at the end to kind of tie it together, or I'll draw a Moonology card. Whichever one tickles my fancy at the time, or maybe one of each. So what do we got going on? August 8th, the Lionsgate energies, and throughout August for Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Stellium in Aries, Mars conjunct Ascendant with aspects to Aries. Any individuals with strong Aries in their chart. Aries in the first house, which could also be, or Mars in the first house, which generally would be some kind of aspect on the Ascendant. Or that could definitely be conjunct, or having Mars in a ton of aspects, and some of them being in Aries. You always want to know what planet in your chart has the most aspects. For me, it's the Moon. I think I have it in 11 aspects or something like that. But it's even with that being said, it's not the strongest planet in my chart, but it is strong. But I don't really have any Cancer to back it up or anything like that, so it really doesn't hold a super prominent, but it does kind of add kind of an intuitive flavor to all the rest of my planets that it touches, and it pretty much touches all of them, except Venus and Pluto, I think. It's the only ones it doesn't touch. All right, for Aries, here we go. Ooh, looks like we got a wish. Something good. Cups overfloweth for sure. The advice is saying don't worry. Like you're prepared for battle, but Aries is always prepared for battle. They are literally the soldier. That's what they represent. It's like you got some kind of new start coming. It's kind of the overall energy right there. It wouldn't surprise me with this recent full moon on August 1st. Okay, so current question or current situation. Got the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. So this is like a wish. Looks like it's it's like a question about a wish, or like, am I gonna have it all? Feels like that's the question, or what the current situation is. Maybe you feel like you have it all, or that's what you're after, feeling like you have it all, because this is like a feeling. This is kind of like having it all, and then this would be a wish, or like your cups overfloweth. Right? And then this cup definitely overfloweth. So it's probably this could be a question about a wish. Like it could be your question. Maybe it's like, am I going to win the lottery, or just in general, am I going to be rich? Or I don't see the Wheel of Fortune, so lottery maybe not so much. But I mean, it's a wish. Whatever your wish is, you're asking about a wish, and it looks like it has to do with love and money. This is your current path when it comes to this wish. Got the King of Swords, the Three of Rods, and the Seven of Rods. Looks like you're willing to fight for whatever it is that you want, or whatever it is that you've established. Because this is, like I said, in the Golden Dawn deck, this is called the Lord of Established Strength, right? So and the reason it is that is because if you look behind him, it's all green and good behind him, and then his rods are planted in the ground, and then in front of him is a barren wasteland. Like this is the new land that I have to create, like the land behind me. It's just basically showing, look at what I've done. Look what's behind me. And it looks like you're willing to fight to show what you've done. I mean, it could be something that you could have air in your chart. It could be something you've done with a King of Swords, or it could be you're trying to show you're at war with this King of Swords. You're in competition with him for something. Could be you're in competition with him. I mean, Aries are always in competition, whether they like it or not. It's just the way they work. If you're heavy Aries or heavy Mars, you're going to be in competition. Not that you can't overcome that energy, because that's what astrology is all about, right? Most people are like, oh, I'm just a subject to its energy. It's not how it works. I mean, it can be if you're unconscious to it. You will just kind of be a subject to it. The objective is to know all about it. That's why you study astrology, so you know the energies, and you know what influences you from birth, kind of what path you're in general supposed to be on. And you'll know because your life will almost always certainly have some kind of flavor or hints of what those planets are saying. But it's learning both because, all the aspects and all the signs and all the planets have multiple meanings, dual, right? Everything's dual or binary in this existence. That we learn through comparison. So there's going to be good and bad, right? So there's going to be good and bad with each aspect. There's going to be good and bad with each planet. It's knowing how to use those energies when you need to in any given situation to do what's best for you. And that's why you learn about astrology. It's not so that it has control over you. It's so that you can alchemize it and use it to your benefit. More about having control over it than it you. Even though it's really a symbiotic relationship. What you doing, Dolphy? Okay, so looks like you're whatever it is that you're whatever path that it is that you're on. Come on, Dolphy. Come on, sugar. Yeah. You need to lay down, sugar. Whoop. Go lay up there, baby. Lay up there, sugar. Yeah. That's Sophie. She's my dumpling. Lay down. Lay down, dumpling. So that's the path that you're on. It looks like you're battling with someone or you're in competition with someone. And you're trying to accomplish your wish. But you don't think you have to be. I think this other one says, don't worry about the competition. You don't have to battle with them. Let your work speak for itself. It could be something at work. It could be your wish to get promoted. It could be your wish to succeed in business over someone else. This other path is like, just put your head down and work. And this is saying, you don't have to be so in competition. If you just kind of relax and let your work speak for itself, you're going to be victorious. So if you are at loggerheads with anyone, if you are kind of like this in a competition, and we are in a competitive world, no doubt about it. That's why Aries are one of the most successful signs. Like, there are tons of successful Aries. It's insane. You can just look it up. If you look up things by signs, like, you'll see a lot of Aries on top, and just how it works. Tons of Aries are billionaires and successful and stuff like that because they understand competition and they want to win. But this is saying maybe you don't even need to, right? Because look, you're established in your strength and what you've done. And this is saying that you just work and kind of chill. You work and chill, and you're going to have the victory, right? The Chariot. Advice is saying don't worry about money. I can already tell you that. It's saying I feel like you also think that you're going to have to make a decision or that you feel stuck in a situation. It's like it's something about the money in the situation that you're worried about, right? It's screaming work. It's what you work with or what you're trying to create or how you make money. And it's like, and the advice, and we're going to clarify on it, is basically saying, like, look, because this is all kind of worry, right? This is worry about money. This is feeling stuck. And it could be saying have a new perspective. Don't look at things like this. Don't worry so much about the money. And you don't have to make a choice. Like, maybe you feel like you're forced to make a choice in this situation. Like, it's, one way or the other. Or that it's like, or maybe you can't see, because of worry. It's like you need a new perspective. Don't worry so much about it. Definitely don't worry about money so much. Kind of try to look at it differently. And I think you can do that. I think it's not really that hard. We all worry about money just because, I ain't gonna lie, I worry about money all the time. It's like basically the number one thing I worry about. Most other aspects of my life are good. I'm not saying that financially I'm not good. It's just that I want more money. Who doesn't, right? Just to be more comfortable. It's always good to have as much of a cushion as you can in case everything goes south, because you never know. That could happen at any time. And that's me. I always want to have a nest egg, something I can sit on and be so even I could take this advice. This is saying take a new perspective. Take a new perspective. Right? Don't worry so much about money. Either you don't have to make a choice, or you do have a choice. And maybe you don't see a way out, or you feel stuck. but it's basically an advice. It's saying that it's like a lot of this kind of suggests like just chill. It's gonna be okay. It's like kind of you don't really need to make a choice right now. If you're contemplating some big decision when it comes to money or work, maybe just kind of relax on it for right now. That something's going to be presented soon and everything's going to be okay, because this is what it feels like. But like I said, above them, I've said before that the pinnacles are right there above them. The help that they need is right there with them. Like, you just got to see it. And I think it's what this is saying over here. Like, kind of just relax a little bit. Keep your head down and work. And relax. And you'll be surprised how things just work out. And things only work out when you flow. You can just kind of get in the flow. It's easier said than done sometimes, because we can't control the influences around us, but we can control how we react to those influences, our own personal vibration. No matter how bad the situations are, we still have a choice in how we react to it. I mean, in severe we are all human, right? So like in severe situations, it's going to be very hard sometimes to not like have a visceral reaction or an emotional reaction. And I'm not saying don't be human. I'm just saying you do have a choice. This is the outcome. Some kind of transformation here. Transformation. Like, I don't think you're gonna have to work as hard anymore. Like, it's saying like that hard work is about to pay off. Like, that's what this transformation is, right? And I think that's what you're trying to transform, right? That's why you're trying to work so hard and protect what you have. And there's nothing really wrong with protecting what you have, especially if you think it's valuable. But I think that I don't think it's as dire of a situation as you think it is. Because you're definitely working hard, right? And you're working toward transforming this into this, which is having the world in your hand and having everything you need and waiting for it to come in. And I think that's what you need to do, right? And I think that's what this is saying over in this other path with the rest. Like, maybe you don't even realize it, but you've done everything you needed to do to accomplish whatever this wish is. And it looks like it's around money, almost certainly around money, and which is going to bring you a new beginning, and it's fulfilling. Whatever this work is going to be emotional fulfilling, but it also could be with a relationship, with like love or something. But it's looking like it could be you're worrying in your relationships about love. I don't see the Lovers here, the Two of Cups, but I do see the Ace of Cups, and it could be that maybe you and your partner are buckling down, holding down, worried about money, but you don't need to be. Like I always say, like, most of the time we have all these worries and it almost always works out. And the amount of worry we put into it, and we look back and we're like, man, it worked out. And then you look back at other things and start comparing it to other situations in your life and realize those all worked out too. Maybe not exactly how I planned, which, we can't control everything. I only control our response to it. But it looks like everything's going to work out, and everything's going to transform. You're going to go from this to this, which is nice. And, it's 8-8, right? Which is the Lionsgate 8-8. It's abundance. Not necessarily just in material things, but you can definitely associate with material things. Most people do. Especially 8-8-8, which I've been seeing a ton lately. So hopefully that's good for me. Okay. What is this path over here that you're trying to batten down? Oh, right there. You're trying to batten down the hatches. Yeah, worry. It's got your card there. So whatever it is you're being defensive for, it's like you're not able to focus on the bright side. But that being said, you have the Ten of Cups, which in this deck is called satiety, which is basically being sated, like your lust being sated, like you have everything you need and then some, like feeling very fulfilled. And then you have your card, which is the Emperor. So like, I think that you have more than you realize, and I think you're in control more than you realize, and that people look at you like this more than you realize, but something's got you worried. Some kind of maybe a small disappointment or something that you feel like has gotten in your way, and it's made you feel maybe you're looking at it like it's making you feel combative and like worried. Some kind of disappointment. It could even be a small disappointment. I know a lot of times, we're all gonna have bumps on the road, right? It's just your willingness to like continue after. And Aries is one of the best signs of continuing. They are a ram. They will ram through whatever the obstacle is. So I don't feel like you're gonna have a problem. But whatever it is, it feels like a setback. A lot of times, whatever these setbacks are really just preparing us, making sure that we're ready for the success that it's going to breed, right? So like, if you falter so easily or something gets you down so easily and so quickly, then you're not really ready for it. Like, so you have to be ready for it. And it's looking like you're definitely going to be. And it's looking like with this card, this Emperor over here, that this actually might be you. It might not be that you're in competition with this individual. It's that you're within your own mind, you're in competition. Or maybe you feel like you're not accomplishing as much as you should. But I think you're going to, for sure. This other passage goes, let's look at this advice. What's this advice here with the Hangman, the Two of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles? Oh, right there. Princess of Wands is people. Something to do with relationships here, it looks like. Like just your, it's like a new beginning, but it's maybe with different people. Because you've got the Princess of Wands, the Prince of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. So it could be a new perspective on how you look at people, or even just the people around you. Or maybe you have multiple options in a love partner. It could be that you have a fire sign and a water sign, or a fiery person and a watery person. You're trying to decide who you want to start with. These also could be business partners as well, people that you want to work with. But it could be you're trying to merge those aspects of yourself too, right? The passion with also with passion. Passion and emotions are intertied anyway, so and that's what it is. It could be that you really want to be passionate because you have the Ace of Cups twice in this reading. It's like you want a new start and something that you feel good about, something that's going to be really abundant and overflowing, and that fulfills your cup. It feels fulfilling and also pays off. And I feel like maybe you have a decision around that, right? It looks like there's definitely could be people around you. Could be younger people around you, for sure. Could be message. These could both be a type of message coming in, and that's that's why you don't know what to do. Like you don't have a choice, or you haven't made a choice. So it's looking like you're stuck on a choice here, and it looks like it's about a new emotional beginning, something that's going to be fulfilling. It could be love. Like I said, I don't see the Two of Cups or the Lovers here, but it definitely could be. Could be it's some kind of choice, and you don't know which one's going to lead you to this, which individual or which path for work. Like you have a choice, but it's saying maybe take this aspect out of it, right? So whatever that choice is, so maybe you're choosing a partner, and maybe you're looking at one, maybe they're more well off than the other one, or maybe you're looking at a job that pays more or pays less. Maybe you need to take that out of the equation in your choice, and then just do the pros and cons without the aspect of money, right? Because it's going to work out either way. So try to take a different perspective on how you make this decision. Maybe make the decision intuitively. What feels like the best decision? Take a different perspective as what you would look at, right? It's like it may be that you have a choice of this career that's going to pay you well, but it's not really what's fulfilling to you. But there's this other opportunity you have to work for yourself, but it's something that you're going to have to put work into, and maybe even at first it might not be a lot of money, but it's your passion. It's saying that try to look at it from that lens, and maybe that's the route you should go. And that's what it's saying on the outcome. And I think that's what you're going to choose, because it's like transformation. You're going to have to do the hard work at first, and then you're just going to be waiting for it to come in, and it's going to come in. And it could be, you could be creating something. It could be something on social media. I mean, you could be trying to build a business, whatever that business is. Create a product. You could be an entrepreneur, See what the outcome's talking about here. It's pretty straightforward, but we're going to see. We'll see if we can get some clarifiers on it. It's like whatever this wish is, like, and even right here, the wish in the middle, right? On one side of it is the material aspect of things, or the money aspect, and on the other side is emotions, right? Or your new beginning, this fulfilling. And it's like your wish is maybe to merge those two things. You want to make a lot of money, but you also want to be passionate about it. And this is saying that you can do that, but in the beginning, whatever that is, it's not going to feel super abundant right away. You're going to have to put some work in. And that's not nothing for an Aries. I mean, come on. Aries are they're cardinal energy, which means like they're a direction and they're going to get it done. Like if you want something done, find a cardinal sign. They're going to get it done. Especially if they want it to get done and they're passionate about it. They'll get it done and they'll do it well. And that's why Aries succeeds so much, is because they're like, this is what I want. They decide it and they don't stop until they have it. That's why there's so many successful Aries. It's right there. I'm telling you, if you look it up, as most successful signs, Aries is right there with them. So I might even be arguably the most successful sign. I think I can't remember for sure. Like as far as like amount of money made, they may be the most successful sign. In the outcome, you have you have two princesses here, Princess of Swords and Princess of Discs, but you have the Hierophant. So again, you may be getting a message from a big company here. So if you're creating a product or something like this and you're an entrepreneur, like it's going to be a message that comes in, and it's going to be about money because you got the Princess of Disc here. And it could be that, you know, maybe you're creating a big company, and if that's the case, or maybe you are on top of a big company, something like that. But there's going to be some quick messages coming in. It's going to be about money, and it's going to transform. It could be maybe somebody wants to buy you out when they hear about your business or something like that. It's definitely possible, because that's what the Hierophant is. The Hierophant represents a lot of things. But, you know, one of the main things is large groups, large corporations. It could be spirituality and spiritual guidance and that kind of thing. But it's looking like maybe somebody, you know, a bigger company is going to come and be like, hey, you know, or maybe you start a big company. It ends up, it could be saying that if you do your work and you stick with it, like you may end up creating like a big company or a big business out of it, or something really big. Because, I mean, that's what the Hierophant is. Princess of Disc, you know, it could be, I mean, you're getting a lot of prince and princesses, which means like, I generally associate those less with people, because if you did, it'd be kids most of the time, or somebody really young in nature. And it may be that you need to get a lot of young people to work for you, and that could help you, bringing in a lot of young minds, and then you just kind of direct them and use their creativity to create whatever this big company is. Could be that, because that, you know, something like that with the Hierophant would make sense. But it could be that this is definitely some kind of message, you know, a message about money. You know, it could be a buyout. Could be that like this message that you're waiting for is the good news and it's coming. You just need to be patient. Keep your head down, work, don't worry so much, and be patient. You're going to get what you want. And I feel like it's on the way. And, you know, it's the 8th month, 8/8, and it's in a fire sign. You're a fellow fire sign. So, I mean, at first it may not feel like it's going the exact way you want, but when does it ever in life? I mean, I guess maybe sometimes it does, but most of the time we have to learn what we need to learn before we get what we want. Yeah. But I think you're going to get it. I think you maybe don't focus so much on the money aspect of it first. Focus on having it fulfill you and have your cup overfloweth. And then once you feel abundant inside, it's going to rain around you outside with the money. And I think you can say that about anything in life, right? The more abundant you feel, or whatever it is that you do, the better you feel about it, the better everything else around it is going to be. And that's undeniable. Okay, we'll do a Moonology card here. This isn't really a moon reading, but we'll throw and see what it says, kind of to see if anything ties it together. What's some advice for Aries on this this Lionsgate about this situation here? That was close. Conclusions are within reach. It's coming. The answer's coming. Just be patient. Even if it feels like it's falling apart, it's not. It's going to be all good. Anyway, Aries, hope that was helpful in some way. I'm still trying to build the channel. I want to start spreading some astrology knowledge and do like personal readings for people, maybe even do birth chart readings, things like that. Maybe even do some like horoscopes, things like that for transits. But I need to build the channel up first. I need more subscribes and likes. I think Aries are like my lowest viewed videos. I don't think there's a ton of Aries watching these tarot readings. But if you did watch it and you are here, thank you for being here. Please consider liking and subscribing. It really will help. I'm trying to build up the channel so I can put more content out there. I have a lot of knowledge I want to spread, and I think it'll be beneficial to a lot of people. Anyway, thank you for being here, and I hope to see you here again. Bye-bye, Aries.